All right, fans, we're now joined by head cross-country coach J.D. Evilsizer. J.D., thank you for stopping by here on the Cougar Corner.
Travis, thanks for having me here.
Last weekend, you competed in the Georgia Southwestern Remembrance Run. You won both team events. Overall, how do you think your runners did?
We went in there, everyone expected us to win. That's a little pressure. On the other hand, if you go in there and they expect you to win and you lose, that's not good because you're expected to win. But there were a few surprises in there, but everyone did pretty much what I thought they would do. The course was a little difficult, and it was pretty hot this time of the year in the south. But Brittany surprised me with an excellent time. It kind of worries me about peaking too soon, but she says she's not. But overall, we did what we're supposed to. It was just a tune-up to get us ready for next weekend.
Okay, taking a little bit of a step back, before the season, you got a lot of preseason attention. Obviously picked to win the conference for both men and women. How do you handle the expectations, and what do you expect from your teams this year?
Well, I might mention lightly to them about what the national polls are saying, what the conference polls are saying, but we try not to focus on that. We try to focus on the things that we've got control of day to day, the practices we do, how we do them, the mental approaches we do to everything we're doing, and making sure we're getting plenty of rest and not doing anything wrong.
Okay, well, to get where you need to be, what has to fall in place for both your teams?
We need to keep progressing like we're progressing. We need to get everyone healthy. We've still got a few people hurt. I had 2 people injured, not healthy for this last race, and had a couple of girls hurt, nicked up. If we can get everybody completely healthy and stay healthy and keep progressing, and with luck, no more injuries, I'd say everything will look good for the future.
Well, you have a big weekend coming up. You're competing at the Crimson Classic at Alabama. How do you think your teams will fare against a little bit stiffer competition?
Yeah, it's like going to those bullfights in Mexico. When they run through the streets. I think we're going to have to try to grab a hold of the tail and see if we can hang on. But one of the reasons, all jokes aside, one of the reasons we set this up is we went to nationals last year and the year before, and that's the first time they feel that kind of rhythm, and the pace is really fast and no one's slowing down. So I figured this year we're going to take 3 shots at getting into that type of pace they need to compete at the national level. And hopefully by then when we go to nationals, we'll be used to going out real hard and know that it's not going to back off. So that gives us time to prepare for that level of competition.
Well, you've been at CSU for 6 years now, and the program is really taken off. What has been the key to your success in your time here?
Well, when I first came here, I just sat back with the team I had and looked at how the people what they were doing that were winning, and looked at the things they did and what it took to win, and made adjustments to my team. And it took me 3 years to get it adjusted, and we've been on a roll. And each year that we win conference, I feel more pressure and more pressure to win more and more. But I try not to think about the pressure, just like I tell my athletes, and work on the things I have control of.
Okay, well, obviously you just answered my next question, and there is some pressure to keep that streak alive 6 years running. How do you keep your athletes focused?
Well, as I said earlier, we just try not to think about the things we've done in the past and trying to better that. We just simply take control of the things we're doing right now and work on the things, the day-to-day practices, how we do them, the mental approach to everything, and just a regular team camaraderie and no negativism in our workouts.
You have individuals from all over the world. What's the toughest part about coaching so many different types of personalities and people from different backgrounds?
Well, I've had a girl. I'm stuttering here, but I've had a girl from Mexico. I tried to remember was she from Mexico or Brazil, but Mexico. And I had several Kenyans, and there's certainly a definite difference in the cultures, and it's really Kenyan culture is totally different from the American culture, and it opens your eyes to different ways that you have to train the athletes. You have to try to make the American culture and the Kenyan culture and all the others blend together with some working mold that you can use to make a winning team.
What type of joy or perks come from trying to do that, trying to mold everyone into the certain type of unity that you want on your team?
Well, you can certainly tell when it's worked when you win 6 conferences in a row. And our girls won the regional last year, and then we qualified for nationals the last 2 years. So I would call that a definite joy from making it work, the chemistry work together, where the different nationalities are training and you're getting some positive results from it.
Okay, well, flipping the coin a little bit, many people don't know that you're also a math teacher. What math classes do you teach, and how do you differ in the classroom than when you're coaching?
Well, I teach anywhere from math modeling to, which is one of the introductory math classes, up to calculus. In fact, this term I'm actually teaching something out of field, I think, but they don't think so. It's elementary math for elementary majors. The way I feel like I teach in the classroom, the same way I do with running. There's the 2 main things that I focus on is motivation and communication. You have to have those students highly motivated, same way you have to have your athletes. You have to make sure the students are understanding what you're trying to get across to them in the same way that you're trying to get the message across to your athletes.
Okay. Well, JD, thanks for stopping by here on the Cougar Corner, and best of luck this week.